Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello, welcome. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
Top Notch Sports. And today we're going to go over the 2021 NFL Draft for the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick trying to rebuild this team, retool the team, however you want to put it. Look, Patriots had a great free agency. Hunter Henry, Janu Smith, right? Bringing in just those two. Nelson Aguilar as another wide receiver.
They spent a lot of money.
Absolutely. Spent a lot of money. Now they go out there and now they're going to draft. And let's hop right into it. First round pick, they draft Mac Jones, Alabama. What do you think of the pick?
I think it's a perfect landing spot for Mac Jones. Falling in this New England Patriots system, kind of similar to what they run over there in Alabama. Two similar-minded guys, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, probably same type of culture. So I think that's a good start. I think Mac Jones is a good quarterback. I had him ranked as my fourth quarterback, I believe, which is pretty good. I had him ranked above Justin Fields. I think Mac Jones is going to be just fine here in this offense. I think the pick is a good pick. About time the Patriots go and get a guy to be the future after losing Tom Brady, experimenting with Cam Newton, which I still don't really I'm not a fan of it this year, but it looks like Cam Newton's going to be starting. We never know. You can never believe anything the Patriots say. So let's just say that. But I like the Mac Jones pick. I think it's a perfect fit.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm a huge fan of Mac Jones, and I feel like this guy, I was hoping he was going to go early to the San Francisco 49ers, but no, he falls to New England. And New England, I think you guys are going to be happy about this. Look, Mac Jones, he was my third-ranked quarterback, pocket passer, mobile in the pocket, right? Really good with that. I think he has a better arm than he's given credit for. Real, in my opinion, he's pretty dang good with that. Very quick release, great decision maker, gets the ball out quick. Look, I'm a big fan of Mac Jones, probably a lot higher than a lot of people on Mac Jones. Again, the arm strength, how much zip he puts on it, not great. But when you look at how far he throws it, everyone says, he has a weak. No, he can throw it pretty far. The zip, not like the best ones in this draft, right? I do got some guys higher, but not a lot. I mean, I got him up there with the best of them. And then last but not least, you look at it, pocket awareness, pocket mobility, pretty dang good. Accuracy, very accurate, if not the most accurate quarterback in this draft. I think I actually had him tied for the most accurate quarterback in this draft. Has great touch. He can honestly, I know this might sound disgusting, but he can throw on the run too. Throws with great anticipation. Look, I'm just a huge fan of Mac Jones. Real big fan of his. You know, I compared him to Phillip Rivers as my NFL comparison. Who it was. I know he retired, but it just reminds me of it, right? Not a cannon of an arm, right? Not going to throw it 70, 80 yards downfield. He can throw it pretty far, 55 yards, I believe I saw on film. The zip, though, like I said, not the greatest zip, but he put some mustard behind. It's pretty good. And I think he gets a lot of criticism for I don't know what. I think it's just the way he looks. He's a little bit goofy looking, some people think. So overall, third quarterback on my list. You know my top two, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, and then I got Mac Jones falling third. I give this pick an A-. I think it's a great pick for the New England Patriots. Let's go to the next one, Christian Barmore.
All right, so Christian Barmore was my number one defensive tackle. So any chance you can get my number one at any position in the second round is an absolute steal. He's a big, fast, athletic freak. I believe he's 6'4", 310. Is that what his official listing was? 6'4".
Let you know in 2 seconds. You can keep talking.
That's what I got here. So it's probably close.
6'4", 310. Yeah, 6'4", 310. Is that what you said?
Ability to bull rush is impressive. He's very, 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 very strong. A lot of NFL upside. He's perfect build, perfect type of player to have success, especially going into a Bill Belichick defense. But he needs to get tougher. I want to see him get tougher. And, he's probably going to run into double teams in the NFL, which all highly anticipated defensive linemen at some point do. Fletcher Cox, Aaron Donald, they run into double teams. So I'm going to have to see him be able to do that successfully, which is not easy for anybody. Overall, I like the pick. It's my number one defensive tackle in the second round. Great pick, New England.
Yeah, and look, I wasn't as high on him, and I know he was ranked the number one guy on a lot of people, but I don't know what it was. It was just something about him. It's not anything crazy. I'm not going crazy here. I said bull rush is Barmore's main weapon, right? He loves to power throughout the line. Through the lineman. Question is, can he do that at the next level, right? Again, like you said, bull rush at college is a lot different than bull rush in the NFL. He fights through some double teams, plays nose guard position, and dominates. Good pass rusher, above average run stuffer. Good player, can apply pressure and knock balls down, just swim move as well. He's my third ranked defensive tackle behind the names of Davion Nixon and Milton Williams, your Eagles defensive tackle that you guys got, correct? Milton Williams went to you guys, correct? Yeah, right? And I'm pretty sure Davion Nixon went to the Carolina Panthers. I just, again, nothing. I'm not. There's no hate for Barmore at all. To me, when I watched film, he just wasn't as good as a playmaker as those other two guys. Although, your next guy that you drafted, I'm a huge fan of. So Christian Barmore, again, third overall defensive tackle. That's not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Third defensive tackle is not bad. I just didn't have him ranked as my top guy. I grade this pick a B. And let's move on to the next one. Ronnie Perkins, go ahead.
Ronnie Perkins, he's from Oklahoma. I had him as my fourth edge rusher, I believe, out of 10. Fourth edge rusher. I like what Ronnie Perkins brings on a defense because he's just dangerous pass rusher, quick off the ball, and he just bursts. Like the quarterback snaps the ball and he bursts off the end. He's strong. He's got great hands. And I saw him strip some balls too, which excites me. The ability to strip. Some guys just don't have the ability to strip. This guy has a phenomenal ability to strip, and he reads the quarterback phenomenally. Sometimes I've noticed he gets pushed around on run defense. So when he's going to stop the run, I've seen him get pushed around a little bit there. And I've seen him, he looks some stiffness getting off the edge. But overall, Nick, this is another pick. Usually we're questioning the Patriots picks the last couple of years. We've been like, what are they thinking here? What are they thinking here? I like this one too. I think this is a great pick here.
Absolutely. And look, when I looked at this too, I also said to myself, Ronnie Perkins, my number one edge rusher in this year's draft. Might sound crazy. Not what everyone else is saying, right? When you look at Daniel Jeremiah and the Mike Mayocks of the world, right? They probably don't have him ranked as their number one. But in my opinion, when you look at these things, he was just special. He popped out on film. I literally said, wow, does not quit. This dude does not quit. Chases players down on opposite side of the field, fights through double teams, great jump off the snap. He has it all, power and strength. The film really popped out to me. Look, getting this guy this late, this is one of these guys. Davion Nixon was our number one defensive tackle, went to the Panthers. I thought that was a hell of a pick. I also got Ronnie Perkins of a number one edge rusher, and the Patriots have a hell of a pick getting him here in the draft. This is a great spot for him. Bill Belichick's system. Let's hope for the best here. 96. It was the 96th overall pick, I believe, in the third round. Very happy with where he lands here. I graded this one an A+. Number one edge rusher, third round. Yeah, this is a hell of a pick. Let's go to the next one, Ramondre Stevens.
All right, so Ramondre Stevens. The Patriots are going with some Oklahoma guys in this draft here. So I can't say his name.
Ramondre Stevenson, I'm sorry.
Stevenson. Okay, I'm sorry, folks, for Patriots fans. Don't get angry at us. He's a physical downhill type of runner. I believe he's 6'2", 230. So, yeah, about 6'2", 230. He's a thick build. He's tough to tackle. But one thing I do notice about him, he's got a strong lower body, and he can get you to short yardage in the goal line yardage. But the thing that makes me a little bit nervous, he's not that fast. Like, I don't see a lot of pull away speed from Stevenson, but he might not necessarily have to with the role he's going to be given. Do we have a 40 on him? Did he run one?
I believe he did. Let me just say, I got listed down here a 4.63.
Yeah, so that tells you he's not the fastest guy. But when you're a strong runner, you don't have to be the fastest guy. And that comes to my next point. I've seen him burst through a hole and then get caught. Someone will run him down, and that just again goes to him not being the fastest guy. But that's okay. He needs to work on. I watched on some tape. He needs to work as a blitz protector. I've seen times where he doesn't necessarily pick up the block. And as a big guy, especially at his build, that's something he's going to have to do in the NFL to be on the field because of his speed limitation stuff. So he's going to need to be a good blocker. But other than that, I don't have a problem with this pick. I like the Patriots. The Patriots were very good when they had a guy like LeGarrette Blount on the field. So I'd like to see him get another big back. He fell out of my top 10 in running back rankings. but I did scout him, and I don't think it's a bad pick. I like the Patriots with a power back.
Yeah. And let me start with this real fast. So when we look at Ramondre Stevenson, I remember watching this guy a long time ago, and I looked at his measurables real fast, and they do compare him to Peyton Barber. No, the 2016 Peyton Barber, not the good Peyton Barber. I was just looking. I want to see who they rank him to. 2016 Auburn Peyton Barber. I don't know what his measurables were, but long story short, look, Ramondre Stevenson. When I looked at this guy running the football, he reminded me of one guy, and you just mentioned him. Look, I have him listed as 6 foot 246, and I looked up the guy he reminded me of, which was LeGarrette Blount, and LeGarrette Blount was 6 foot 250. That's a 4-pound difference.
The Patriots website, they got him at 227.
Do they? Yeah. Well, back where I looked, they had him as 246.
Now, this was early, back, so I mean, he could have been.
It could be. I use the same website for all of them, so it could be a little bit off. But long story short, when I look at Ramondre Stevenson, I said this kid is a strong back, reminds me of LeGarrette Blount's body type. There's a ton of film to study, but he is quick. But he is quick being as big as he is. So as big as he is, he's pretty dang quick is what I'm trying to get to. He has a nasty stiff arm and tough to the tackle. He is great in the red zone and does not drop many balls. Again, something that's pretty interesting, right? He can catch the ball. Like he's not terrible. He's not going to drop balls, right? He can catch them. This guy runs with pure power, but can also at times bounce to the outside. I think this guy has a ton of potential and does not lack much of what I grade these kids on. One thing I noticed is his potential. I mean, one thing I noticed is that he gains yard with almost every single handoff. He very, very, very rarely loses yards. Very rarely. So a lot of running backs that try to dance behind the backfield. For an example, someone I like, Saquon Barkley, right now they get a little fancy behind the line of scrimmage. This guy gonna pick you up yards every single play, and if he doesn't, it's very minimal loss of yards. He does a great job with a little bit of everything. I'm a big fan of this pick. It was my 7th ranked running back coming out of this draft. I give this one a B for the New England Patriots. All right, let's go to the next guy, Cameron McGrone.
I don't have him.
I have him right. I said good run defender who can run sideline to sideline. He was average all around. Okay, that's what I said, and I gave it a C- as a grade. He was my 12th ranked prospect at that position. Final three guys: Joshua Bledsoe, Will Sherman, or Trey Nixon. Any of them?
No.
All right. So again, what's your overall grade for the New England Patriots here?
All right. Well, looking at this, Mac Jones was the best quarterback available when they took him, according to my draft board. So I think that's a plus. Christian Barrymore was my number 1 defensive tackle. He was still available. They took him in the 2nd round. Ronnie Perkins was 4th on my list, but I was a fan of Ronnie Perkins because of how his hustle, how he moves. I like the Stevenson pick. I think the New England Patriots earned themselves an A-. I think they did a phenomenal job this year, and they're getting back on the right track to winning. I love the draft.
Yeah. It's very rare I say I love a New England Patriots draft because it's been so bad over the years. But as Mike said, I mean, look, I love Mac Jones. I think that was a hell of a pick. I think that he should have went before Lance, and he fell. So I think that was a hell of a pick. I feel like he fell. Christian Barmore goes, and Barmore may have been, I don't know who was, he might have been taken a little bit before, but he's still a hell of a prospect. So again, I gave that one a B. And then you got Ronnie Perkins, who was my number 1 edge defender. I already told you guys that one. That was an A+. And Ramondre Stevenson, who I thought was a pretty dang good running back in this draft. Again, they have 10,000 running backs. We'll see what they do. So I gave that one a B. And then you got Cameron McGrone, the linebacker. And again, he was all right. Very limited film that I watched on him, but what I saw was okay. Overall, I give this draft a B+. I have written down B+. I was debating between a B+ and an A- like you, but I did go B+. I think it was a hell of a draft. You know, maybe they didn't take Cameron McGrone. Maybe they went somebody else. I would have liked a little bit more. Besides that, I absolutely loved this draft for the New England Patriots. I think it was a hell of a draft.
Dynasty back going on in New England. I doubt it, but let's see.
Absolutely. Let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of debates coming up. I think Matt Jones may be your week 1 starter. We're going to have a huge debate probably on this coming up on the channel in a few weeks from today. We got to get these videos done. We're going to do our coaching grades. You know, Bill will probably rank very high, you know. And then after that, we probably got our season projections. What's that?
So I think Bill's moving down a little bit.
He may be. And then we got to do our season rankings, where we think everyone's going to finish in the divisions. And then we'll be doing our debates before the season starts. So again, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. We got much more content coming to this channel soon. We'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are.
A little better.
See you guys soon. Peace.